once again to the Philip Master Grounds. Of course, we just witnessed the ousting of the Carica Masters team. I think the Miku team deserve a round of applause for getting to the semi-finals of this year's competition, winning the last encounter 1-0. So they now await their opponent in the semi-final stage. However, we have two more teams who are vying to make their way to the semi-final of this year's tournament. It's all about the main championship, the quarter-final. Before us, we have your team, which is Central Vieux in the pink and black, and plus the highly spirited team, Prophets and Kings in green and yellow. Round of applause for both teams on getting to this stage of this year's tournament. To meet the teams, David Checks, Christopher, Tournament Director, Alvin Malaka, and Jess Play. He's already meeting the teams. Then we have Mr. Matheson himself, Mr. Ed. Of course, Black Chinese and me about Black. Mr. Harris will introduce his players. Central Vieux are the guys from the church. The church boys or the church men. Prophets and Kings. Where is Donald? Donald, you think prayers will help Prophets and Kings here tonight?
It's one thing you're making me talk about this side.
No, man. You mean Central's Vieux, big team at home, big team, against Prophets and Kings.
The name says
and you know, exactly, and you know prayers works wonders.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Can the prayers outdo the Central Vieux team?
When they start equal, everybody starts equal on the night.
All right.
You are making me say what I don't want to say.
But from the time they're photoshopping people, you lose.
Right, I am very diplomatic in my response.
But they cannot voice shop you.
Because we need you in halftime. And we need you in halftime again. Look, you guys are the way. I don't know what prizes to give away injury. The duration of this game. So we'll fix that. Not me. But give me your thing, guys. We get some pretty good as we check all the goalkeepers, make sure that they're doing okay. Goalkeepers, the referee, don't see the attention. What's the free match? You need to go to the body. Officials ready? We are ready.
And we're off. Central Vieux wearing pink and black. Prophets and Kings, green and yellow. Prophets and Kings will be attacking the ball to the northern part of this ground. For those of you who don't know what way northern is, if you facing the field, your chest is facing the playing field. And the wall where you guys are really far end is to your left.
Good evening. Welcome to the second game of the Veterans Football Inc. Today you fought versus the Prophet and Kings. Previously we saw the game between Carica Masters versus Miku. Miku winning that game 1-0. So we fought the highly fancy team for this tournament. Prophet and Kings, one of the also the surprise team of the tournament last year, not doing too well. This year, the last tournament not doing too well. This year, doing better in the quarterfinals. Some build up by the Prophet and Kings. Good interception by Vieux again. Prophet and Kings in possession, number 11. Again, number 10, Prophet and Kings trying to see if they get the go-ahead goal. Straight to the keeper. Oh, it's Central Vieux. I thought it was Vieux. So, well, that's true because Vieux has 2 teams in the tournament, China, ain't it? Vieux has 2 teams in the tournament.
Yeah, Michelle, Vieux has 2 teams in the tournament. Vieux South and Central Vieux. But the Black Hat is comprised of Vieux North and Vieux South.
Yeah. See, Vieux number 10 playing patiently. The number 40 trying to keep that ball. Again, back to number 22. Good one to passes between the Vieux Central team. So we have some ex-national players. In this tournament, we saw and show some ex-national players. Vieux we have Titus Titi Elva, number 11. I think I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to verify. I think Wilbert Moffat, the number 16, did made a stint with the national team at one time. Joining me on the commentary team is Mr. Terry Fields there. His portfolio is twofold, both cameraman and commentator. Very versatile.
I can even take a picture of myself. But we don't do selfies.
About the pictures, that normally picture cause a lot of problems, You know what's happening in St. Lucia now with pictures just going on, wrong and wrong and wrong. So we got one have to be very careful. Okay, Prophet and Kings, number 11. Former player for Nyabingi. When the number 11, I think the year before he played for the Nyabingi team. Desmond Francis, the central defender for the for Nyabingi. Vieux composed at the back, trying to build it. For now, had the better possession of the game. It's a nice 1-2 game. And in this tournament, I don't think it's we call teams seeded and favored, but sometimes it's just on the day the better team we will go through. Vieux playing from the back. Good interception by number 10. Trying to get Desmond. Yeah. Vieux in control. To number 10. Nothing really Terry to talk about. The game is just, in a balance. Vieux attacking, defending, so as the Prophet and Kings.
But Vieux, of course, Central Vieux will have come in here with pretty high aspirations. They're at home. They have been playing well so far in the competition. Titus City Elva leading the line up front. A vastly experienced player, national player, professional, has played in Trinidad and Tobago Professional League, the Digital Pro League. So he leading the line, but they also have a number of very, very talented and capable players in this side and will fancy their chances against Prophets and Kings.
Yeah, very much so, Terry. And as I said, there's a penalty now, and Titus Titi Elva standing right behind it. So we're going to see it's on there. So yeah, it's a penalty. So Titus Titi Elva standing behind the ball. And we saw last night in the second game, we saw the first thing with the ball. And he had squandered his opportunity. It's a lifeline for the Prophet and Kings.
I think I may have to take credit for commentator Curse there. Just talking about his vast experience, his tremendous body of work, and the skies. And the crowd is very, very disappointed. These guys a very straightforward penalty opportunity. Didn't even give Sam Benjamin any work to do, the goalkeeper for Prophets and Kings.
That's always the case. Sometimes you have the better player for the penalty. Let me see Desmond trying the attack on the left side for Prophet and Kings to try to dribble, but again lose control to the player number 14. I was just saying, Terry, sometimes that normally happens. The best player, will throw away. But again, I just hope that won't hurt them, and he could come back and relieve himself and try to score for the team.
A little bit of up and down with this team. They played in the same group as Miku Veterans, and they actually lost to Miku Veterans, despite the fact that TT did score in the early going in that game. I think in the first 23 minutes or so, he had scored twice, and they ended up losing 4-2.
Yeah, and again, the Miku team, played just before them, and they defeat the CARICOM Masters team 1-0. So they're into the semi-finals as well. So Vieux Fort will try to get there also.
074338.
The throw-in for Prophet and Kings, number 10.
Very enterprising ball advance there by Prophets and Kings, and they're still on the attack, Prophets and Kings right now. Looks like that man you mentioned a little while ago, Desmond Francis, still very, very active. A lot happening in the box there for Prophets and Kings. Matthias Louisi comes to try and take it in, and the Central Vieux Fort team just shepherds it out of their defense.
It will be a very interesting and intriguing game between these two teams. Prophet and Kings here probably to prove a point, while Vieux Fort, at least for the first time in the tournament, also want to prove a point and get to the final and probably win that tournament. Vieux Fort in the backyard, trying to push that ball up on the flanks. Try to get it across, but again, good defending by Prophet and Kings. Up to Desmond. Trying to put the ball to number 23 for Vieux Fort, the defender. Again, Vieux Fort in control. Coming up the flanks. Trying the best to draw loose, but TT away now. TT Titus, TT Elva. See if we could rename it, and he did. Oh, again. Very prolific striker again. Again, opportunity to go begging. I already thought at one time, Terry, it was in.
Should have been the second goal of his brace, and instead it's his second miss. And just as we saw in the game CARICOM Masters, we always say it, if you fail to take your chances at one end, you're just increasing the likelihood that you will be punished at the other. Matthias Louisi boots the ball across field. It is taken by Vieux Fort. Vieux Fort takes control. Matriculates their way up the pitch. In no rush. Plays it out to the wing. Looking for Elva once again. But instead finds the safe hands of Sam Benjamin.
The pressure will be on Titus Elva. He's one of the main goal scorers for the team. Again, scoring 2 opportunities within 15 minutes, a penalty, and just while we just throwing on again. So he's very experienced too. So he might make up for it.
He has always, though, as you well know, Mishak been a very temperamental player. So we'll see how he reacts to the fact that he's had a couple of unfortunate touches early in the first half.
Again, it's a throw-in for Vieux Central. It's infringement against Prophet and Kings. Tried in the first break trying to get TT, but to no avail. Good defending again by Prophet and Kings. Probably, Terry, the name Prophet and Kings must be helping him out tonight. Biblical name, and so everything must go spiritually for them tonight.
Well, they started the tournament off with a bang, did Prophets and Kings. I don't think they were very, very highly fancied, but they started off with a big win over Ancillary, 3-1. And they went on to maintain their position near the top of the table. And of course, here they are in the main draw. So certainly they are here to be reckoned with, and they are holding on against wave after wave of attacks from Vieux. Vieux really should be 2 goals up, but so far so good. CARICOM Masters defeated Prophets and Kings in their second game. That was 4-1. And then in their last game, on the last day of the tournament, the last day of the preliminaries, they needed to win, and they did win. They defeated the Monipo Sharks 4-0.
Yeah, it was a compulsory victory. They had to get the 4 goals for them to advance, and they did. So they on a high, very confident, coming through the second in that group stage with CARICOM Masters. They fought, trying to build it from the midfield. You fought on the attack. Number 22 tried to get across to number 11 to number 15. Look like Andy Jabatis. I'm not too sure. Come make his face out here. Back on the flank, getting across. In defense, the stall was this defense from Crawford and Kings trying holding the end, Terry.
Yes, so far so good for Prophets and Kings. They had 1 half opportunity and they've held off Central Vieux. So it's pretty much going according to plan for them. A team that you would have expected to have been overmatched, playing against the home team and a very, very strong team in Central Vieux. But here they are, still 0-0.
Here we see Crawford and Kings is fighting, trying to stay alive in that tournament. Already playing the highly fancy favorite from Vieux Central with the likes of Titi Elva and Andy Jabatis, 2 ex-national players from the Vieux area. See Desmond turning around, passes the ball, but again the Vieux defense is still steady. Good. Jabatis trying to get Elva, but good. Coming up by the keeper, but still a wayward clearance from Prophet and King's keeper, Sam Benjamin. Vieux has the home advantage. We're playing at home. They know the ground well. I mean, they have been playing here, so they are at advantage. But Prophet and Kings, despite of this play, trying to hold their own on that picture.
One thing to have the advantage, but another thing to use it successfully. And so far, we haven't seen Vieux Fort making use of that advantage. In fact, here comes Prophet and Kings again on the attack. Some furious defending by Central Vieux Fort. As Easy Isidore gets ready to take the throw in, he does. But again, it finds, at least temporarily, an opposition man. And here comes Elva again, and he wastes no time putting things to right.
He just made up for what transpired earlier on, so he just go ahead and goal for his team.
Doesn't bother to take a touch, just boots it right past Sam Benjamin. Says enough of this, let's get this going.
Yeah, very, very prolific striker. After scoring in 2 opportunities, coming back and score. A very good goal, Terry said, just take the touch and shoot, getting the keeper off his line and Titus Titi Elva giving his team the go-ahead goal, 1-0. I hope that's not the opening of the floodgates for them, Terry, because it's an opportunity, so that they will try to get more goals.
It may not be the opening of the floodgates, but I do hope that Prophets and Kings don't see it as the parting of the Red Seas.
We'll have to get Moses down here, Terry. Yeah, you see, Vieux Fort trying patiently to build on the attack. Again, there you go. Is it Wilbur Moffat? Try again, trying. At least Vieux Fort is trying to kick from way outside the box and within that area. Joining us on the commentary team will be Shiny and Shakes. Still part of the commentary team. Let's see if Vieux Fort trying to build that attack. Still trying to get Titus Titi Elva. Prophet and Kings. Trying to take it from behind. Build. Some move but passing again for Prophet and Kings. Hope they could redeem themselves. Good evening, Shakes, and welcome. Welcome to the commentary booth. Again, across Elva. Trying to keep it to number 22. Back to Elva. Getting him that space. Very dangerous and a very poor shooting for Elva.
Yes, Mishak. We see a beautiful goal scored by Elva. Central Vieux Fort 1 up against Prophet and King. This game seems to be real high tempo. We know the ability of the Vieux Fort Central team. A lot of good goal scorers. Saw them throwing an early penalty, but redeeming themselves and pulling back one immediately after. Prophet and Kings is on the attack. We know they themselves can really score some goals. They have some good strikers inside here also. The Chinese just get himself in position. Very busy with the gadgets, social media. These days everything is on social media. So with no delay, I will hand you over to the anchor. Chinese, the Connie, but Blackheart, Louis.
Yes, of course. We just saw Central Vieux Fort pouncing on the holy men of Prophet and Kings via Titus Titi Elva and taking the lead by a goal to 0.
Kings looking to see if they can equalize. Central View Fort defending in a big way. And we just saw the first upset for the weekend. Won the major upset. The highly fancy and favorite CARICOM Master being sent home by a less opponent in Mikud. CARICOM must have themselves to blame, squandering a set of opportunity in the first half. They look to be a shadow of themselves. We know CARICOM Master is the goal scoring machine with 2 hat-tricks. But tonight, I don't know if the Christmas holiday really tell a toll on them. I don't know what went wrong, but we just see that the CARICOM Master just giving that one up. But in the center of the pitch, we have the Holy Men trying to pull back one after being one down by the Vieux Fort Central team. The Vieux Fort Central team is a very high fancy team. Representing Bruscanson in a big way, pink and black. Looking to claim the stake in the semi-finals. Someone going to stay and someone going to go. But as we move along, we see Central Vieux Fort building up from the back. And the Holy Men trying to see if they can counter punch. Chinese very busy typing with both hands. Putting up some report in the chat room. Putting up some good information there for you. Big defending there by Titi Elvo on the attack again. Running down the flank. Trying to see if he can make it 2-1. Here comes Wilbur Moffat. And a good save there by the goalkeeper. There. We're seeing Central Vieux Fort really making some daring run there. Chinese, you with me?
Yeah, Sheiks, I'm here with you. As I see the Holy Men of Prophet and Kings there, you saw Fleming James was trying to make inroads there into the defense of Central Vieux Fort, and he was cautioned there. And of course you see Butu with his dreadlocks hanging in his shirt. Very good ball there from Butu. And you see it was Joseph being signal offside. And Butu is trying to dictate here for Central Vieux Fort. Again, an infringement was spotted there. Harris being the culprit. Prophet and Kings looking for their first goal via a free kick there from Fleming James, and he's blasting this one into the wall. A Central Vieux Fort is looking to build an attack there. It looked to me like Shua Melcher, yes, of course, finding his man. Some good work again. Shua with a burst of fury there from a pass from his compatriot. very strong breeze in the commentary booth, Sheikh.
As usual, all night we've been getting some strong breeze. See Prophet and Kings looking to see if they can equalize in a big way. Oh, and then he loses ball. And he loses man. He should have scored that goal. And we saw again that the football is not taking big shots. He should have been driving that one down into the goal, looking to dribble his man, taking the ball off his feet. And it remained 1-0 in favor of Central Vieux Fort. Andy Jean-Baptiste in the middle. Elias Butu really directing traffic. He like a traffic officer tonight, making some true bias. Prophet and Kings is counter-attacking, looking for that equalizer. We saw the players getting frustrated in the middle there. They're trying too hard to get the equalizer going. But this one is built to be a pound for pound contest with the Central attacking and Prophet and Kings counter-attacking. So this is set up to be a real pound for pound battle, Chinese.
Yes, indeed. Central Vieux Fort. Control of the ball game have been contested there on the far side. Prophet and Kings is trying to pounce on them for the equalizer. Very good ball there. 1-2 being played there by Central Vieux Fort. You see Winters there was trying to find his man. Central Vieux Fort has a very, very healthy team. And it looks like Les Forest there. Schwa Melcher finding this one, and Schwa Melcher was trying to put this one at the back of the net there. And of course, not making any clean contact. Good pass there from Les Forest. It was a pass there from Andy Jean-Baptiste to Schwa Melcher, but on the ends again, Schwa Melcher just couldn't control it and put it goal bound. Prophet and Kings again on the attack. Good defending again on the part of Curtis Benoit, that of Central Vieux Fort. And you see Andy Butu, Jean-Baptiste, very instrumental in the midfield region there for Central Vieux Fort. A dreadlocks man. Substitution there for Prophet and Kings, the number 17, Peter Jean-Pierre, aka Pedro, coming in for the Prophets. Abutu and the Jean-Baptiste. Oh, what a wonderful ball! And a burst of fury there. And the Prophets are looking for the second one. That is Vieux Fort Central looking for the second one against Prophets. And the Prophets are falling there behind. Yes, of course, it's the number 45, Terry, finding the back of the net.
Yes, Roger Winter, no stranger to goal scoring. His son, also a very talented youth footballer for St. Lucia. And he's currently in training. In fact, should be returning tomorrow from Barbados, where he's in training with the University of the West Indies Cave Hill sports program. So good for Roger Winter, finding the back of the net, and he puts his team up 2-0.
Yes, Shakes, you see stepping one more notch is Central Vieux Fort against the Holy Men of Prophet and Kings.
Definitely, we saw this game getting excited as we predicted. We saw in a trap, flying the offside trap, Central View Fort, and clinical finish. We weren't seeing in the first game, the kind of finish. And look there on the attack again, Central View Fort being urged by the supporters they have here this evening, and they're just trying to demolish the Holy Men.
Yes, of course. Ravino to Shua Melcher. Melcher is finding his man there, doing some very good work indeed. And of course, remaining on the ground is Desmond Francis, that of Prophet and Kings. Still on the ground there is the number 11 of Prophet and Kings, Desmond Francis. He's gone back to his feet. And the Boudou Jabatis just gave the ball back to Prophet and Kings. The sportsmanship man, that is Fleming James. Again, of a burst of fury trying to find Pedro on the far side. Cross there by Pedro, aka is the number 17 for Prophets. And of course the dreadlocks man is in the hunt there for the Kings. We bumped into Joseph, and Joseph is with ball in hand right now, throwing there to Central View Fort. Looking for Andy Shabatis. Very good control again. Andy Jabatis is trying to make inroads on his man, and he's done so. Taking on one, taking on two, and going wide. Looking for Ashwa Melcher, and this one is eluding him over his head. Melcher trying to take on his man there, and the defense of the Holy Men is proven to be very good at this point in time here. Shakes is very cold here in the commentary booth, and I think the feet of the guys of Prophet and Kings seems to be very cold also. They are 2-0 down.
Definitely, it's very windy this evening. As I said before, we get a kind of wind coming all the way. The combination of Barbados and St. Vincent wind hitting us direct in the commentary box. It seems like Prophet and Kings, they themselves, yes, they were kind of cool also. But the tempo is building nicely. We see Central View Foot making some beautiful run, some beautiful through pass from Andy Jabaptiste from midfield. Really build the tempo. But as we can see, Prophet and King counter-attacking and trying to see if they can. Oh, good ball, man, good ball. Trying to see if they can equalize, but the defenders is equal to the task. Prophet and Kings still on top of the 18-yard box. Trying to, and the referee blew for offside.
Yeah, yes, of course, a very nice build-up indeed, Shakes. And the only dreadlocks man on the team of Prophet and Kings is a team comprised of 7 Days Adventists, but I see a Rasta man there, and like Shakes mentioned to you earlier on that Moses, he was a Rasta man. So Noah was a Rasta man. So the Rastaman has just instilled himself into the team of the holy men of Providence Kings, and he's looking very good. But they are 2 down, and coming up against the Central View Fort, Andy Butu Jobatis for Central View Fort, trying to find his man there. Not very successful indeed.
What we've seen too, Connie, but is a lot of new officials coming to the fore these days. We see the person in the middle, the young lady in the middle, and the police officer. She's doing a very good job so far, and it's nice to see that the St. Lucia Football Association bringing through some new officials, and they're stepping up to the plate.
Talking about Chantel John Shakes, and Chantel also a fine rugby player, national rugby player for St. Lucia. I'm not sure what club she's with. I think it may be VBCC Stingers, and I hope I'm not wrong on that. There are 2 women's clubs on the island, and it would be a shame to get to assign her to the wrong one. But she does play national rugby for St. Lucia, and of course is a well-known football official. I think she's officiating her first game as a referee in the Veterans Tournament at least.
And she's not looking too bad. Good shot, good cross there by Prophet and Kings. She's not looking too bad, and it's very good to see we have new officials coming through. The federation now is focusing a lot on officials, and we see a lot of new officials coming through the ranks. The amount of football being played nowadays, we definitely need new officials. So I want to wish her the best and hope we can see her in other tournaments as this year calendars of events unfold.
Yes, of course. As we see, Jobatis playing to his man there, and looking again for Jobatis. Some aerial ball there between the 2. Prophets is trying to keep the ball there. Clement Charles trying to find his man. Jean-Baptiste squares it wide. A very good ball again. A burst of fury there on the left flank. Oh, what a shot! And what a save there by the goalkeeper. It's all happening here, Terry. And I must say, a brilliant shot was taken there on the far side. And it looks to me like Sam Benjamin read this one very good on his near post.
Wilbur Moffat with the cracker. Difficult shot for Sam Benjamin to deal with, but he eventually was able to get a better of Wilbur Moffat. At least on that occasion, still a lot of football to be played.
Corner taken there. It was Andy Jabatis trying to make inroads there into the defense of the Holy Men.
Andy Jabatis is all over the field. You can see passing the ball and finding himself back in position to retrieve it. Wilbur Moffat won the power kicker out of Vieux from back in the days of Square United and in the glory days of Vieux. Power kicker, roots are the ballers. Very good kicker. I'm seeing him with a powerful cracker a while ago, being saved by the goalkeeper. But you can see more of that from Wilbur Moffat as the game progresses.
Again, Wilbur is trying to take on his man, and some good defending there from the far side. Again, Wilbur is trying to make inroads into the defense of the Holy Men of Prophet and Kings and trying to feed Chua Melcha, but the whistle went.
As we can see, Mishak Jean-Baptiste getting back into the area in the commentary booth. So with no Joe delay, we will reintroduce Mr. Mishak Baptiste, who just lost with his team. Don't know what went wrong today, but he just choked. He choked today under pressure.
Shakes, both of my teams lost, both Marbury and Carrico Masters. Anyway, as you see, Vieux Central is the most dominant team there now. Prophet and Kings trying their best, but a lot of work need to be done for them to get back in the game, and being 2-0 down, it's kind of difficult to get back playing against a team of the Vieux Central of that caliber, quality players too.
In fact, Vieux Fort, even having taken the 2-goal lead, they are still very much on top of the game, still very much pressing. In possession right now and looking as though they are going to retain possession. Andy Boutou-Baptiste just trying to find a seam in defense. Unable to do so as the Prophets and Kings back for holds, at least for the moment.
But since he was introduced in the game, Andy Boutou-Baptiste, the whole game has changed, and both goals was probably instrumented by him. You see, Vieux Fort trying to be dominant and trying to keep possession of the ball. Prophet and Kings need to at least try to get one back, Terry, so at least they could get themselves back in that game.
Yes, well, Andy Boutou-Baptiste, gentleman who's like TT, vastly experienced back in the days of Tiloy, Jean-Marie, the likes of Earl Ballhog Jean, names which would be familiar to persons who lovers of football in the late 90s and early 2000s. Number of those players heading across with Stuart Charles Favre to W Connection in the Digital Pro League and having very, very successful careers, it must be said. TT coached for a little while with W Connection, and Ballhog continued to coach. Elijah Joseph certainly was the bedrock of the national team and of W Connection at the time, center of the midfield. But the likes of Boutou-Baptiste and TT Elva, very, very prolific and very, very instrumental in the success of those teams, both at club level and, of course, at a national level.
This was the trio for Vieux Fort: TT, Boutou, and Tiloy. The very trio for Roots Alley and Vieux Fort. Very destructive three guys who played for Vieux Fort at the time. Again, it's a breakthrough for Vieux Fort. Prophet and Kings still trying to hold their own in defense, Terry, trying at least to keep the score at that level. But I don't know how long they will be able to contain the Vieux Fort team, because the number of attacks that the Vieux Fort team, Vieux Fort Central is building on them.
Well, you have Wilbur Moffat, you have Titus Elva, you have Andy Boutou-Baptiste, all contributing to the attack. You have Roger Winter up front as well. So I really can't see them holding Central Vieux Fort. I shouldn't say at bay, because they haven't been holding them at bay, but I can't see them maintaining even this scoreline as they get ready to head to the half.
It's halftime now. The score: Prophet and King 0, Vieux Fort Central 2-0. Very two good goals for the Vieux Fort lads. So we just hope that the Prophet and Kings will be able to come back and show and produce an upset or produce something to equalize that game. So presently here it's 2-0 in favor of the Vieux Fort Central. We'll be right back to continue the commentary.
No kids. Are we talking football now?
$700.
Presently, if you just join us, the score: Central Vieux Fort 2, Prophet and Kings 0. Central Vieux Fort is more the dominant force in terms of ball possession and even the opportunities, scoring opportunities. They got a few, but were only able to score 2 for now. With me in the commentary team is Mr. Terry Phillips here. Welcome back, Terry.
And of course, that is the most important thing, Mishak. They're up 2-0. Their dominance translating into goals. So they have the advantage. They're at home. They're looking very comfortable, and they're looking as though they, in fact, should have a few more goals coming in this second half if all goes well. A very, very potent strike force, as we said in the first half. And a couple of members of that strike force, in fact, coming off the bench. So clearly they have that strength and depth as well. Able to give their main players a little bit of a rest. As you can see, their bench is very, very packed. So 2-0. They are up right now and looking poised to meet defending champions, the Soufrière, in the semi-finals. Our other semi-final will feature VSADC against Mico Veterans. This is for, of course, the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Teams which we have already seen exiting the semi-final stage, Valley Legends of Dennery. Sorry, of Mabuya Valley, my apologies. Thinking of All Blacks of Dennery.
Dennery is the capital, you know.
Valley Legends coming out of Mabuya Valley. CARICOM Masters, they were pretty highly favored but unable to capitalize on that. Flow Lancers FC going out via the first penalty shootout of the competition. And right now, Professor and Kings have 1 foot at their home.
It's a very tall order for them. Although sometimes this is you can really cut them off, but the way they play is a very tall order for them. Vieux is already 2 up and very dominating in terms of passing and possession of the ball. Vieux in possession now, number 16 on the left, trying to get to the striker. Still, number 9, keep his foot into Butu Jabatis, trying a solo run, coming down. Very smart defending by the Prophet and Kings player. So it's a goal kick for Prophet and Kings. We'll leave the fight another day. I won't say it's a difficult task, but it's a huge mountain for them to get out of with the quality of players on the field from Vieux and also the Vieux bench. Again, Prophet and Kings trying to build it up again, still lose it. In position number 7, Prophet and Kings. Looking forward, looking up front, trying to get to the flank, trying to get Desmond. One of the key players for Prophet and Kings. But Terry, they need to score at least in the next 10 to 15 minutes of that game if they're supposed to have any chance to win the game. If not, that's it for them.
Aside from one little bit of a goalmouth melee in the first half, there has been no real pressure on Jeff Bosco Emmanuel so far in this contest, and doesn't look as though there is going to be any. Given what we saw in the first half, Andy Butu Jabatis coming in to really change up the game for Central Vieux. We can more than likely anticipate more of the same here in this second half. And Butu is actually on the field very early on. Yeah, so he stayed, the coach keeping favor. And here he's on the ball. Makes a very neat little pass off. And there he goes again. He's playing the ball back to Jeff Emmanuel. Jeff Emmanuel, as you said, hasn't been too involved, so they're trying to ensure that he at least gets a feel of the ball. It's like Alvin Isidore. Just looking for some options up front is Joseph, and he finds an option up front. continuing to move the ball forward very, very comfortably. The boys of Central V4, Lee Duncan on the pitch right now, and so they're going relatively deep into their reserves already. Central V4. And so they pretty much believe, Mishak, that they've got that one under control. Lee Duncan, very, very active. His legs fresh. Doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, so he would certainly be chomping at the bits and looking to make his impact on this game.
Yeah, Terry, he'll try and let me see if he can. But just looking at the starting lineup and the substitute, the list, Terry, I'm just realizing that the Vieux Central have almost two teams. Number of subs, yeah. No, good. Yeah, just realized it's 30 something. Yeah.
In fact, they have three teams. They have enough players for just one short of three teams.
They have to go.
Yeah, so there they have 32 players. 31 players available to them. So they are in pretty good shape in terms of being able to ring in the substitutions and ensure that their starters are kept fresh.
And this is a good thing for the veteran tournament. You know, rolling roll off. You could have any amount of players you want to the rolling roll off. Again, it's Vieux trying to build defensively, keeping it, trying to get it out, taking its cool time, looking for this number 9. So realize that TT is off from since the first half. He's not in it, not come back in as yet. Vieux keeping the ball, trying to put some passes together. He loses his man, keeps trying to come in the central midfield. Get to the midfielder, tries a long one to number 9, but straight to the keeper, the custodian for Prophet and Kings. Prophet and Kings in control now. Looking for the flank. Way up. Some bad passing again by the Prophet and Kings. Vieux in possession now. Trying to keep and maintain that possession. It's a very tall order for Prophet and Kings, Terry, because the time ticking against them. Vieux Central, the momentum and control and the passes is much better than Prophet and Kings, Terry.
Yeah, well, Prophets and Kings trying to get back into the game, but there doesn't seem to be a way back into the game. Total control being exerted there by Central V4, and we see the ball being lumped into the 18-yard box, but very easily dealt with by Vieux, and out it comes once again. Possession recovered by Prophets and Kings, but will they be able to make anything of this? Highly unlikely.
Yeah, good defending by the Vieux lads. Keeping the head and maintaining the cool in defense. Not in a hurry. Passing, keep on just passing the ball between them. Number 25 into Butu, but miss it. Desmond. Try a long shot, but the keeper just get it out. So it's a corner kick for Prophet and Kings. It's just getting difficult for Prophet and Kings as the time, comes on them. Because they need to get at least one goal and then the equalizer. It will be a tall order for them. You see some substitutions by the Vieux team. It's corner kick for Prophet and Kings. Ball come across goal. Still in the fumble and melee. Prophet and Kings still holding head in the 18-yard box. Try a shot. We were short. So again, it's still a corner. Probably got deflected from one of the Vieux players. So it's a corner again for Prophet and Kings. Prophet and Kings player placing the ball. Whip it across. Way outside. A wistful corner.
Making sure you guys are going through your ticket stubble. I want Barra to win so much money. Making sure you sit down your ticket stubble.
Terry, if the score remains like this, or if any other goal score for the Vieux Fort lads, it will be an interesting semi-finals between Vieux Fort, Central, and Soufrière.
Yes, it should be very. We have, in fact, some very mouth-watering semi-finals being set up here. Migu veterans looking to go up against VSADC and Soufrière playing the winner of this matchup, which looks as though it's going to be Central Vieux Fort. So it should be a couple of very exciting semi-finals in the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Very strong football being played all around. Obviously not the goal feast, and we said so from game one. We're not expecting the goal feast that we saw last weekend in the plate semi-final, the plate quarterfinals rather. But Vieux Fort South into the semi-finals in the plate. Grosley veterans will be playing them. Labrie veterans overcoming Congorians after a bit of a slow start. And the All Blacks of Dennery. So you still do have a little bit of rooting interest in the tournament.
Yes, I do, Terry. See, Prophet and Kings trying to mount the attack, but again, the defense of the Vieux Fort Central team, very easy for them.
Gets the winner of tonight's match. The winner of tonight's match.
Again, good defending by Vieux Fort Central. Number 16, control. It's Wilbert Moffat. Just want to verify. Yes, is he? It's a throw-in for Prophet and Kings. Wilbert Moffat on his chest, shielding the ball. Player. Vieux Fort Central in total control and dominance of that game in terms of passing, keeping the ball. Prophet and Kings trying their best. Good win by the number 7, but to no avail. So outside the throw-in for the Vieux Fort, which right now would just take the time and try to run the clock because it's 2-0 in their favor. In favor of the Vieux Fort Central.
And we move into the Sunday semi-final number 1. Soufrière comes up against the winner of the match tonight, and the VSADC comes up against Miku.
Again, you see, Vieux Fort going trying to get the third goal. Good turn, get it across.
There is a hard man for you, so we're here to just give you good football.
Wilbert try to give it his player Salad. Frenchman.
With those second half substitutions, in fact, Mishak, one gets the sense that Vieux Fort has taken their foot off the gas and are just playing this out, playing out the string.
They are playing it out, Terry, but still applying a little pressure now. Wilbert Moffat behind the ball. Two-man wall for Prophet and Kings. There is some disturbances there in the defense. The referee trying to settle everything. Number 16, Wilbert Moffat. Whip it across. Vieux Fort still in control. A good defending again by Prophet Kings corner for Vieux Fort. Pressure still on the Prophet Kings team. It's a difficult task for Prophet Kings. They said they need to score at least one goal and probably still get the equalizer to make this game more interesting. Vieux Fort will lay across. Good take by, easy take for the keeper, Prophet Kings. This is Sam Benjamin. More pressure on Vieux Fort. Welcome back my co-host, aka Mr. Chiney. Welcome back.
Yes, of course. Happy to be back here in the commentary booth. That is, very cold up here, and this one is safe into the grasp of Jeff Emmanuel, aka Bosco, and the drizzle is coming down here, and right now it's no more drizzle, Terry.
I think it's snow.
Yes, of course, we've been affected by the snow down here, that of the metropolitan countries. It's snowing heavily, as Terry would say here. Heavy downpours at the Philip Maslin. 2-0, still in the favor of Central Vieux Fort. Yes, of course, the weather wants to chase us away, but we're not relinquishing that easily.
Back here, the rain has sent everybody on for shelter. Even we at the committee in the booth, we just had to move up a bit. Where we had to, we went silent for a bit, but back to the game. Didn't do anything to the players on the field, so they're still there battling it out. But we and the spectators had to run for a little shelter. Very windy here, and it's raining. Again, Vieux Fort still the dominant force in that game. Score still remains 2-0 in favor of Vieux Fort Central. Prophet Kings trying their best to at least get a goal. Good pass from Jean-Baptiste to Wilbur, but again, good coming out by the keeper for Prophet Kings off his line. Again, Vieux Fort. And some wayward shot by the striker for Vieux Fort. Chinese, to me, time is running out on the Prophet Kings. They need to get a goal and then still get the equalizer, but it's a tough order for them here.
Yes, of course, with the heavy downpouring of the rain at this present moment. I don't think that the holy men of Prophet and Kings did really say their prayers. And I think that Central Vieux Fort is being blessed by the heavy downpour because they are 2-0 up. We're here at the Philippe Marcelin ground, as you see. Fleming is trying to take on his man and trying to dance around his man, not doing so quite comfortably. Prophet and Kings has some work to be done here, and again you see the defender was bundled off the ball by Wilbur Morfrat trying to cross this one in there. We started off being very cold here by the strong southeast wind from Barbados and St. Vincent. Yes, of course, coming towards us here at the Philippe Marcelin, straight from the sea. And I'm telling you, it's very cold here in the commentary box. Now the rain is not affecting play, but most probably will rejuvenate some of the players who've burnt out, Amishak.
It should, and before, there we go, see 1v1, and it's tried some wayward shooting. Wayward shot for Vieux central attacker, Gunwin Winters. And at least they need to put this game away away from Prophet and Kings, the spiritual men. They need to do that. Although I just said, the blessings is coming down, but it's not for Prophet and Kings, it's for don't like more for Vieux Fort, because they're still dominating the proceedings there on the field.
Yes, of course, and Central Vieux Fort looking for the foot goal to seal this game here, because the moment that Prophet and Kings is finding the back of the net is gonna be, the game is gonna be opened up again, and some very, very good defending there. I'll tell you, by Ike Justin of the Prophet and Kings team. Fleming James, a burst of fury on the right flanker. Oh, the dreadlocks man is a fire in this wide of the left up right there. I won't say they're looking for a consolation goal as yet. The game is still fresh into the second half, and Prophet and Kings have enough time to look for an equalizer.
They're trying their best to get the equalizer, but it's just eluding them. Because see now we see Vieux Fort Central, Butu Antijabatis, the really playmaker for that game for his team. A lot of possession on the ball, very good passing from him again. There you go, see a good through ball pass. Let me see if they can make it. The third one is an outside. It's an outside call by the official. Again, Antijabatis is very instrumental in the building up of the play, China.
Yes, of course, Jabatis looking for Winters there in the forward position, and also more fat, because they need the third goal to seal it off, because the holy men of Prophet and Kings keep on coming back again and again. Fleming James controlling for the Prophets. He's finding Desmond. Desmond is trying to take on his man. Oh, what a good ball there. A good pass in there again. Phillips is just releasing this ball to the dreadlocks man, who's firing this one. That's Dunstan and Nichols. And no problem there for Jeff Emmanuel in goal. Prophets is trying to build from behind the Costa Felix. losing possession. It will be Wilbur Moffat on the left flank. Oh, missing out there was his compatriot there with a full-bloodedly run. That was Winters. And the Butu Jabatis trying to dance around 1-2. Oh, very good ball. And he's not ruled offside. And I feel this is the killer blow there oh my God. He's just a whisker away there. That's a Marcus Serrier. Mishak just squandering this one wide.
Yeah. Squandering that opportunity. Vieux have been, squandering many opportunities in the first half, and as we could see in the second half, and we just saw it a while ago, 1-on-1, and just hit it outside, so it's, so at least Prophet and Kings live to fight another day.
Well, I won't say that they live to fight another day because they are 2-0 down. Because if they receive the knockout punch, which is the third goal, I don't think they're going to live to see tomorrow. They're going to live to see tomorrow, but they're going to be out of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2017 because we're in the knockout stages. No more preliminary round of matches here. And the rain has subsided for a little moment there. And you see Butu, yes, of course, a.k.a. Andy Jabatis, that is, trying to find his man on the flank. Taking on one. And some directions there from Butu. And Central Vieux Fort again. Trying to make some inroads there into the final third of the defense of the holy men of Prophet and Kings. But they are putting up a resistance there, Prophet and Kings. Some good ball hustling there by Simon Phillip of Prophet and Kings. In possession, giving it away. This Desmond Francis finding his man. And some very, very good defending indeed there by Dylan Moffat. So we have Wilbur Moffat and Dylan Moffat there in the lineup for Central Vieux Fort. Throw in there to be taken by DaCosta Felix. That of the holy men of Prophet and Kings. He sees Fleming James is trying to take on his man. Ball is back to Fleming James. He's going to swing it across, trying to find his man on the far side. Poor control there and, on the part of Simon Phillip. And Central Vieux Fort is trying to recuperate this ball, dispossessed again by the holy men. The dreadlocks man of Prophet and Kings. And this one is wasted. And a.k.a. Bosco, Jeff Emmanuel, trying to kill some time there with this ball. He's waiting for some of the players of the Prophet and Kings team to come an inch closer that he did and pushing it to his compatriot and some ball handling there on the far side, finding Butu back with the defense. And of course this ball is pushed back into the midfield there. Some lovely ball handling there. And I tell you, it smells a danger there again. And the whistle of the man in the middle went sporting an infringement there. It was a Winters going through. Yeah, we are having fun in the commentary booth, Mishak and I. Well, sometimes it's nothing to be mentioned. It's just between the two of us. Yes, Mishak, I tell you that Central Vieux Fort has really stepped up on this game here, and now that the rain has ceased, I think that most of the players who were burnt has been rejuvenated by the heavy downpour.
Yeah, it's a blessing for both of them. See, number 13, is it Butu Shabatis? Standing behind the ball with Moffat. So it's a free kick for Vieux Fort Central. Just way outside the box. Vieux Fort still in control. Good running by Moffat. Keep it calm. And there again another golden opportunity gone wasted by Vieux Fort. They've been scoring a lot of their opportunities, Chinese. At least the good thing at least they scored 2 already, but so many of them after just going begging.
Yes, of course, a wonderful delivery there from Andy Butu Jabatis, and Moffat was trying to fend off a defender in taking the shot, and it was off target. Fleming James is trying to find his man. That's the cost of Felix there, and the ball is just strolling into touch for a throw in there to Central Vieux Fort. Central Vieux Fort has the healthiest bench I've ever seen. Misha.
Yeah, it's the same observation Terry and I made. Almost 3 teams, 32 players it is. Very, very healthy. A number of players there that could do the roll and roll off, so a number of players they could call on, and some of them very quality players too.
Yes, of course, with the likes of Titus Elva and Anthony Butu Jabatis, former national players in the lineup there. As you see, Butu in the midfield is just pouncing this one back to his keeper there, Jeff Emmanuel, a.k.a. Bosco. Bosco is finding Harris. Harris is going wide to find his man there. Some very good football being played. Dylan Moffat is pushing this one forward, and Butu is just trying to sail this one in the old onion bag, and he was whistled. Yeah, he was caught offside. And again, I tell you, it's the killer blow that Central Vieux Fort is awaiting on.
Yeah, but a good build-up play from the defenders, and with Butu making that run from the midfield and the ball coming behind the defense. Very good build-up, a very good play by the Vieux Fort team.
Yeah, Anthony Mishak Jabatis here with me in the commentary booth. Earlier on, his team was playing. He was on the sidelines. He couldn't come and help me in the commentary booth. I was assisted by Terry Finister and, of course, David Shakes Christopher. But unfortunately, Anthony Mishak Jabatis' team went down to Mikud by a 1-0. Likewise, me last night, my team also went down.
I have 2 teams that went down, both Mabwe and CARICOM Masters.
Yes, of course, I know your team is my team also. He was just bought last year by CARICOM Masters. He's on a contract. I think we're gonna pull him back home. Clearance there from defense over Central Vieux Fort. Some good ball there by the holy men of Prophet and the Kings, and he's just pouncing this one on Bosco there. Good work there by Jeff Bosco Emmanuel. Central Vieux Fort is building from behind. Some lovely touches on the ball in the defense. Feeling very comfortably. 1-2 touches on the ball, and filling this ball very, very comfortably there is Mason, and he was robbed. Butu, one more time. Again, this one was pushed into traffic there, but again, you see the red light was put on there by the defense of Prophet and Kings, just preventing Central Vieux Fort from doing any more problems into the defense. Oh, good back heel there by Butu, trying to find his man there on the flank. That's Seri. Well read again by the defense of the Holy Men. And the Holy Men was dispossessed. Again, couldn't be able to keep this one in play. And throw into Central Vieux Fort, Mishak. Still 0-0, and if it remains in this manner, Central Viewport will be advancing to the semi-finals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2017.
2 goals they scored in the first half and they scored a number of scoring opportunities in the second half. Dominates in the game, dominate in terms of passing and in terms of running from behind the defense, but still unable to get the third goal. It's just a matter of time. They will see if they could get it. So they scored so many opportunities. Prophet and Kings, the holy men, struggling now, trying the best, in defense and in even attack. But there's no answer to the Vieux Central team.
Yeah, Mishak. Central Viewport is trying to put the deadlock on this game here, trying to get the third goal and sealing this game and taking it away from the holy men of Prophet and Kings. Very good defending. Max Serrier coming back.
3, 7, 4. 0743.
Prophets with Ike Justin. Prophets coming again with James. And James was trying to find his man there. That's Philip, who was caught outside. And Abutu on the far side, finding Albert. And Albert is pouncing on this one there. And it ricocheted off the defender. And this one went over the touchline for a corner kick to Central Viewport.
Viewport really applying the pressure. And again, you see Butu not being selfish. He could go one-on-one with the keeper, but still laid across to his player. And then we were able to get the corner kick. Butu not in no hurry. Dealing, taking his time, going to the corner flag to take the corner. As I said, Chinese, so many opportunities for Viewport Central in the second half. They squandered so many opportunities in search of the third goal. Kakambutu taking his run, trying to get the ball across goal, hit it across to number 12, and it's a simple goal by Viewport. So China, as you could see, the number 13 were able to get the third goal for Viewport.
Yeah, and there you see it again. Central Viewport finding the old onion bag and stretching the lead 3-0 in favor of Central Viewport. Clinching the third goal there in the second half of our encounter here tonight. And it's all happening here at the Philippe Marcelin ground.
07447.
It's no return for Prophet and Kings. If the Prophet and Kings, they believe in the miracles tonight, they need one. But to me, I don't see it going to happen tonight to put that miracle. They totally is out of that game tonight.
Yeah, no miracles for Prophet and Kings here tonight. As you see, Butu was trying to find his man there on the far side. Not very successful indeed. Here comes the Prophets again with Matthias Louise. Fleming James finding his man. Nice 1-2 again. In defense, the Central Viewport team has been very, very good indeed. And I think the man on the far side spotting the number 20 for Viewport in an offside position. Prophet and Kings again with D'Acosta Felix trying to take on his man there. But some good play in there again, good defensive play by Parry Melcher.
come back in that game 3-0. And the way and the style of the Vieux team very dominating in all aspects of the game. Midfield, defense, attack, and in attack they squandered so many opportunities.
Yes, of course. The killer blow was put onto the game already, which is the third goal, and Prophets and King has yet to find the back of the net, and we were very deep into the second half. And for a moment, I thought that the Holy Men had a chance in pulling one back. It was probably a consolation goal. And at this time, the referee is spotting a player from the Prophet and King in an offside position.
Still good. He gets his team out. 0-7-4-2-2-8.
Aerial ball, which is brought to the ground.
Just stand away and just stretch your hands.
0-7-4-2-2.
A good go in there from a Central Vieux forward.
0-7.
Not some proper passing there. Again, a Central Vieux forward is trying to dispossess the players of Prophet and Kings. The whistle went.
0-7-4-2-2-8 going once. 0-7-4-2-2-8.
It will be Roland standing behind this one. No problems there for Sam Benjamin. Pounce in this one. Far. Prophet in pursuit for a goal. Prophets are still trying to make inroads in the defense of a Central Vieux fort. Again, it looks to be like a Wilbur Moffat on the ends there. Wilbur Moffat is trying to dispossess the defender and also the keeper there in very close proximity. Had Wilbur Moffat boot to this one, you would have found out the glory of this one at the back of the net, because I know he does pounce on it very, very, very seriously.
It will be the end for the Prophet and Kings. And as we on this very intriguing semi-finals between, as we could safely see that Vieux Fort Central will go through, and be interesting semi-finals between the Vieux Fort and Soufrière next weekend here.
Yes, of course, knowing that Soufrière veterans are the defending champs of the main trophy, and they'll be coming up against Central Vieux Fort here. Central Vieux Fort will be at home. I'm expecting a bumper-to-bumper crowd here. I'm expecting the people from Soufrière to come out, likewise the people of Vieux Fort. As we know that veterans football is picking up in numbers. Roll 'em.
Ticket number 0-7-4-2-3.
A break there from the Holy Men of Prophet and Kings. Not controlling this one in the final third as you would have wished. A good foot in there from the defense of Central Vieux Fort. I see the referee is taking a look at her watch here, Misha.
Yeah, in time from now, she will blow it up. Get at least the Prophet and Kings away from the misery 3 goals to nil. They tried to they tried their best to keep the fight, but just wasn't able to get the ball at the back of the net. But Vieux Fort Central did that 3 times for tonight.
Yes, of course, as Mishak was saying, trying to take away Prophets from their misery. They're in a deficit here. 2 goals, 3 goals that is, scored by Central Vieux Fort, Abutu. Oh, a nice ball was produced, pushing forward there, but more fat hesitated again in defense. We have Philip Leon trying to find his midfielders there. Fleming James squaring up for his compatriot there. Some good play in there on behalf of Central Vieux Fort. Butu. Very good ball there from Butu. Wasted.
Very wasted shot. He still take his time, carry it, and he had two guys and move on the right on the left flank he could have used, but he decided to go just kick it, and very wasteful shot.
Yeah, it was Downs there, Ernest Downs firing this one wayward. Prophets will build from the back again. I really don't know if the Lord and Savior was with them tonight. And the holy men of Providence Kings. I just don't believe that they said their prayers. Moffat looking for the... Oh, what a cracker there by Moffat! And a good save again by Benjamin.
Yeah, very good save by, product kick by Moffat, running and kicking over the ball. And now it's game, the whistle has gone, so it's a 3-0 for the Vieux Fort Central, Providence Kings 0.
Yes, of course. A very nice game. We had 2 wonderful games here this evening. The final whistle there on this one there between Prophet and Kings and Central Vieux Fort. 3-0, and the previous one, CARICOM Masters, they went down to Mikwood Veterans by a goal to 0. And of course, we'll be back here next weekend, that is the Saturday and the Sunday, to continue with the semi-final stages of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2016-2017, and of course, taking care of the proceedings here. It's Jules Productions bringing you a live football and commentary at the Philip Marsley ground. Well, on behalf of Terry Finisterre, Anthony Mishak, Jean-Baptiste, David Chicks, Christopher, it's me, the Black Hat Chinese, signing off for tonight.